कय चक्षुरुमन्ति येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मध्यं ददाति स्वपदादिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णववासनं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथ नाथं वदितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता विशाखान्तितं वाश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधा वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाचन्त कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभय एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्दन श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादित गौर भक्तवृन्दन। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण।
Very nice, Mataji. Haribol, Hare Krishna. So, devotees, we are on chapter 17, the divisions of faith. Krishna has already talked about the three different material modes of nature, the sattva, the rajas, and the tamas. We are now quite familiar with the concept. Sattva is goodness, rajas is more of a passion, and tamas is more of ignorance. And in Kali Yuga, the modes of nature played in a much more critical way. So far, we are in this material platform, which is from Satya Loka, from Brahma's Loka, until even the lowest platform of Naraka. We are controlled by the modes of nature. So even in the higher planets, anything above, higher planet meaning the Bhuloka is on the middle planet. We are the seventh from the top. And there are seven lower to us. Anything above is considered heavenly. Swargaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, like that. Even that has got the influence of the three modes of nature. Nobody can escape it. Everybody has to go through that. But the higher and higher you go, the effect of the material the mode is very minimal. In Satya Loka, it is not going to really affect Lord Brahma or other personalities living there, because they already become very pure. They are just performing seva to Krishna. But for normal entities, the Jivatmas, for us to cross over this three material mode of nature, the only way is the spiritual world, which starts from Brahma Jyoti. And among the spiritual world, the best, the top is Goloka Vrindavan, which is Krishna's abode with his devotees, Srimati Radharani and the devotees. So spiritual platform has also got different layers. That is also free from the material modes of nature. They are not affected. They are eternal. But even in that spiritual platform, the best is Goloka Vrindavan. So Acharyas have said that we have two options. Either we have to go to the spiritual world. We don't know. It all depends on how we perform. To do that, they have already mentioned that at least you have to do two things. One is Nishkama Bhakti, complete selfless Bhakti you have to do. Ananya Bhakti. No distraction. All the focus on Krishna. If you do that, there is also a chance, even in this world, we can experience the spiritual atmosphere. Like all the acharyas have come, our parampara, if you take. So many acharyas. The six Goswamis. So, as we all know, there are Chatur Yugas, right? 4 Yugas. So the Satya Yoga is mostly sattvic, very pure. Everybody is very, very spiritual. Very little of Rajas and Tamas. And the next Yuga is Treta Yuga. Slightly, still it is spiritual. Lord Ramchandra came. The Rajas is slightly increasing. Tamas is also increasing. In Dwapara, the sattvic is slowly decreasing further than Treta, and Rajas and Tamas are increasing much more. And in Kali Yuga, it is mostly, predominantly, not that everybody or everything, but mostly, predominantly, it is tamasic. Narada Muni says this Kali Yuga is manda. Manda means dull, inertia, dullness. That is what is the 3 modes of nature. But our Vedas mostly talk about karma kanda. Why is that? Because Krishna has created this material manifestation. By our activities only, we can purify all our karmas. How can we suddenly become completely realized? How can we become completely Shuddha Bhakti? How can we get the perfect Krishna Prema? How can we get Ananya Bhakti? It's not going to happen just like that. It's because of our activities with our senses. We got, as we all read in the previous chapter, we got so many senses, 24 senses. Each one of them will affect us all the time. 24 hours it is affecting. So based on that, how do we utilize? Do we fall under the mode of goodness? Do we fall under the mode of rajas, tamas? But Krishna consciousness is even beyond that. Particularly this chapter 17 is not really, technically, it is not for even devotees. Because devotees, they are already trying to move away from this mode of material nature, 3 modes of material nature. They are in the spiritual. Once if you take Krishna consciousness, that much you're out of this, the 3 modes. But that's not that easy also, because we have to be pure. That is where we may have to practice more and more. Abhyasa. Okay. Let us very quickly, devotees, read. There is one verse, the first verse in Nectar of Instruction, if you can. Maybe sometime after we are done with Bhagavadgita, we can read Nectar of Instruction and Nectar of Devotion. Okay, anyhow, here there is a very powerful explanation. In all spiritual affairs, one first duty is to control the mind and senses. Without this, we cannot really advance in spiritual journey. There is no way, because we should know how to control. Okay, so having said that, let us read. The first verse is very, very important in spiritual life. Let's see. This is, dear devotees, this is Nectar of Instruction. It's generally called NOI, short phrase. This is, the Rupa Goswami is saying that there are 6 Goswamis, as we know. Rupa Goswami is considered as the most, all the 6 Goswamis very, very dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were his very close associate. And among them, Rupa Goswami is considered as the top. He knew Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like anything. So this is the first verse, devotees. Let's see, our Bhaswati Mataji here. I think she'll be able to recite this nicely. Mataji, can you read this verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanyavad pranam. Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jeva vegam udaropastha vegam yetan vegam yo visheheta dhiraha sarvam apimam prithivim sa shishyayat. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. Thank you for that. Who can read the translation, devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I can try.
Okay.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandatanam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demand, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals, is qualified to make disciples all over the world. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So this is talking about kind of a spiritual master, senior devotee, but this is for anyone who want to be in the spiritual path. And here is, I think there was a very special word here, jiva. If you can read this, out of all the senses, everything is very important. We need to control everything, but controlling the tongue is the most important thing. Because tongue has got many functionality. But two topmost functionality of the tongue is we speak, we glorify. What do we speak? Either we can say some mundane things, which is in the mode of tamasic, or we can be very passionate, or we can do very polite, very good things. We can read Bhagavadgita, chant Bhagavadgita, and glorify Krishna. So the tongue can do that also. And the tongue can also taste. So first is, one is the words, another thing is the taste. What are you going to eat? That is what we read in the last verse, devotees, 8 to 10. It was more about what does the mode of, based on the mode of your nature, what all you, that's if we can really relate the three modes of nature with anything we do. So devotees, with that, why not we just read this very quick if we can. Maybe three devotees can read three components of, there are maybe multi, but I just picked up about 11. So why not we read about, each devotee read about three. Read all the, quickly though, read the good sattva, the rajas and tamas.
Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Okay, go ahead.
Raghu Prabhuji, if you want to read, please continue.
You go ahead. No problem.
Hare Krishna. First one is the nature. The mode of goodness sattva is pure, clear, illuminating, and uplifting. The rajasa, active, dynamic, driven, and turbulent. Second one is the mindset.
Read the ignorance also.
Okay. Second one is mindset. Calm, content, focused, and wise. Ambitions, restless, desirous, and competitive. Third one is emotions. Peace, compassion, joy, love. Desire, attachment, anger, pride. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhu. Devotees, please read. Are you able to see the mode of ignorance, Prabhu? Tamas?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, please read that also.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Prabhuji.
That's fine.
I'm doing it from the phone, so I missed it.
That's okay. No problem.
The first one, nature in Thomas, is dull, heavy, obstructive, and binding. The second one, mindset in Thomas, is confused, careless, indifferent, and deluded. Third one, emotions in Thomas, is laziness, depression, fear, jealousy. I think, Prabhuji, I have this more. I need to correct it.
No problem. No problem. Who can read 4 to 6 devotees?
Yeah, I can read from you.
Okay, Prabhu, please.
4 goals: self-realization, knowledge, and service. And wealth, power, fame, and pleasure. Sleep, fear, overeating, avoidance. Food: fresh, pure, light, nourishing, and sattvic. Fruits, vegetables, grains, milks, nuts, etc. Then spicy, sour, salty, oily, stimulating, overly seasoned, fried, rich foods. And then stale, leftover, spoiled, processed, intoxicating, and alcohol, meat, stale food, and so on. 6, at lifestyle, discipline, moderation, cleanliness, early rising, regular spiritual practice. Then busy, overworking, inconsistent, attached to results. And the third one, lazy, no routine, procrastinating, unaware of responsibilities.
Haribol Prabhu. Very nice, Prabhu. Who can read 7 to 9 devotees?
If anyone is not available, Prabhu, I can read.
Sure. Please go ahead.
Lifestyle. Number 6, lifestyle. Discipline, moderation, cleanliness, early rising, regular spiritual practice. Busy, overworking, inconsistent, attached to results. Tamas is lazy, no routine. I think Prabhuji read that. No? Lazy, no routine, procrastinating, unaware of responsibilities. Number 7, relationships. Respect, kindness, selfless love, harmony. This is Satya. Rajas, conditional, based on need, competition, and expectation. Tamas is neglect, manipulation, conflict, isolation. Number 8, knowledge, right understanding, leading to wisdom and liberation. Fragmented knowledge, used for selfish gain. This is Rajas. Tamas is false knowledge, leads to further ignorance and bondage. If anyone wants to read 9, 10, 11, they can, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Is Rupal...
She's my sister-in-law, but right now she's
Oh, yeah,
working.
yeah. You were... yeah, okay. Then would Sunita Mataji like to read? Or Asha Mataji, you said you wanted to read, right? 10 and
Yeah, I
9.
can read, huh? 9 is effect. Sattva is purified, uplift, brings clarity and liberations. Now Rajas, blind through the attachment, create stress and dissatisfactions. Tamas, deludes, bind to ignorance, curse of downfall. Now 10, destinations, freedom, moksha, lasting peace and bliss. Rajas, temporary satisfactions, continue cycle of birth and death. And the tamas is suffering, darkness, lower birth. Now 11, faith relationship with the god Krishna. So sattva is deep feeling and love for the Krishna, surrender, devotion service. Bhakti sees Krishna as supremely beloved. Now Rajas, worship Krishna for the material benefits, boons or success, relationship based on the selfish motives. Tamas, no faith or ignorance of Krishna, may even blame or oppose him, distant from the devotions. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. So, devotees, this is just a very simple chart. We can create like this with 10,000 different emotions and activities that we do. But what we understand is that if you look at today's lifestyle, today's life generally all over the world, some countries may be slightly better. We are all fallen into mostly rajas and also equally tamas, or rather it's vice versa. Mostly tamas, some rajas also. How many of us do you think like that, devotee? Based on your life, I mean.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Krishna. Give me a second, devotee. Something went wrong. You can keep talking, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji, as you wonderfully mentioned, in this material world, I'm talking for myself. In most of the cases, we are in, rajas and tamas. But of course, in the mornings when we wake up and when we do japa, at that time we are in kind of Shuddha Sattva state. Thank you.
Yes, very good, Prabhu. As Prahlad Maharaj says, as all the Acharyas also said, even though the Kali Yuga has got all the calamities, all the bad qualities, there is one good thing about Kali Yuga is that the process of self-realization is much easier because the timeline is very short. The human life here in Kali Yuga is about maybe maximum 100 years. So Krishna knows that, so he gives a very special relief for Kali Yuga people. What is this relief? Just take a very simple Krishna consciousness path. So now, for us to go through each and every one of this and try to remove these, it's not possible. How many can we do? The best way is taking up Krishna consciousness. Many of us, we were eating very food, for example, food based on, because food is a very important thing that we have to do on a very regular basis, right? So we were eating all those things, we were eating maybe even, I don't know, eggs, meat also. But we all, when Srila Prabhupada landed here, think about the situation. It was in the mid-60s. And if somebody says vegetarian, they would not even, first of all, understand what is vegetarian, because there is no concept of vegetarian about 40, 50 years ago. Slowly, it seems that it has a little bit evolved. More people are able to understand what is vegetarian. But Srila Prabhupada gave them. Why it was very successful? Because Srila Prabhupada's instruction was very pure. And that is what is our nature. See, we have a nature. Our Atma is looking only for sattvic thing. It's not really looking for rajas and tamas. That is because of the senses. But our Atma is not senses. It's beyond that. So if we want to feel happy, most of the time, long term, we have to take up Krishna consciousness. When you take up Krishna consciousness, you kind of mostly ignore these two. Rajas and tamas will automatically go away. You don't have to put any special effort. Because if you now go to your doctor, for example, if you say, I am feeling very dull, I'm very, very lethargic, I'm very fatigued, he'll give you a lot of medication. He will ask you to change some lifestyle. Most of the lifestyle that he'll be prescribing will be only sattvic. Be pure, wake up early, do some meditation. Right now, waking up early and doing some meditation is part of the modern prescription. Every doctor will say that. Why is he saying that? Why doesn't he say you sleep more? Because nowadays people are not even able to sleep properly. That's another problem. You'll be able to sleep nicely if you are able to follow the sattvic lifestyle. Food devotees. Any personal reflection, devotees, in food, how it has helped us by becoming Krishna consciousness?
Yes, when you eat prasadam, like first thing we have to arpan to the bhog to the Lord Krishna, and when you eat the prasadam, that's why you get like the your buddhi getting pavitra, like you get a pureness, and that's why you continue with the bhakti going on. Hare Krishna.
Absolutely. And also, we have understood by following this wonderful Krishna consciousness path what to eat. That's very important also. As I said, many, since Srila Prabhupada's instruction 50, 60 years ago, thousands and millions of people have changed. This is the transformation. And now somebody might say, hey, just being vegetarian, is that all? Is that the ultimate thing? No, but it kind of very conducive to spiritual lifestyle. Being vegetarian is not the end. Srila Prabhupada used to say that we are not vegetarians or this or meat eaters or vegan. We eat Krishna Prasadam, like Mataji was saying. How can you eat Krishna Prasadam? You offer only those things that Krishna likes it. Krishna is instructed. What a patram pushpam phalam toyam. This is a very significant verse that has been quoted all over by all the devotees. Why they are saying this? They are saying you eat, sattvic food. Devotees, today's world is very, very challenging. You don't even know what is sattvic. Now they're saying that even in cheese, there is something called, correct me devotees, something called rennet, which is a byproduct from animal. It's included in
correct.
some.
Yeah,
Sorry?
from
That's
cow.
correct.
Yes.
That's correct. Actually, my father
Sorry.
first mentioned it to me long ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it comes from, I think, the animal, from the cow gut or something. I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
maybe Mataji.
from cow it comes.
Yeah.
Mataji, can you explain a little more, Mataji?
Prabhuji, I don't know much about, but I think it's cow's intestine from that part. It comes. So whenever we'll go to the store, we have to check the ingredients of the cheese. Not
Yes, very. Go
as
ahead. No.
some cheese contains rennet.
And also,
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I heard enzymes also. There
Hmm.
are something called microbial enzymes, so that is good. But if it just mentions enzymes, we need to check with them what kind of enzymes they are adding. Yeah, it is very difficult, Prabhuji, as you mentioned.
Sorry, can you tell me, repeat please, what kind of we have to see on a cheese? What kind
Like
of
one is rennet, Mataji, as
rennet?
Prabhuji was saying, yeah. And
Rennet,
another
okay.
is what kind of enzymes.
Enzymes. Okay. Enzymes and then
Enzymes. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Mataji, make sure that it does not have rennet. Rennet should not be included in that. That's the thing. It should be without rennet.
The main challenge with this modern day, the food that we eat, is that most of them, everything is processed. So the best thing would be, please check the ingredients and see the lesser the ingredients, the better. See that, for example, sugar, it just says sugar. If it adds something more to that, then there is some kind of processing involved. And we see that nowadays in many of the things that you buy from the store, even it may say vegetarian, let's say ketchup or sauce or anything, but that has got, they say that it has got a stock or a froth from, meat or fish. It could be anything. So we got to be very careful. If you want, you can check with other senior devotees before buying certain things that you may not be very sure. But things are becoming very, very challenging nowadays. It's no more the things that we used to know as vegetarian. For example, many people, millions of vegetarian used to eat uh, um, what is that? French fries, right? The popular fast food French fries. Now, later on, it was told that no, the powder they apply on those French fries, it has got some meat ingredient there. Then it became a big issue. But now the question is that why should you even, the problem is that if you go to a place wherever they prepare meat and a vegetarian, there is a 100% chance that your food that you may get from any fast food or restaurant will also contain meat. There's a very good chance because they use the same burner and the stove and everything. And some of the, as I said, some of the sauce and the other ingredient they made, they're not going to really segregate between vegetarian and non-vegetarian. So the best thing is that only to eat Krishna Prasad. And if circumstances forces us, let's say we are traveling, there is no other way you can eat anything, go to a place where they serve only vegetarian. Very difficult to find. In Tampa, maybe you can find, but in some of the other cities, it may be quite difficult to find just a pure vegetarian restaurant. And when you say pure vegetarian restaurant, then also would they add garlic, onion? Now, somebody might ask, what is there in garlic and onion? They are only good for your body. Yeah, if you take it in a medicinal value, they are good, but we are not doing that. We are using most of the good things also in the mode of rajas and tamas. We are most time today, they are adding onion just to increase the taste, give you a tinge to our tongue. So we got to control our tongue. Things have changed very drastically, devotees. There are certain places I've been told in China and Vietnam, they eat live animals. Sorry, it may sound a little gruesome.
But
But
just I'd like to add this rennet also produced by vegetables also. So it's kind of coagulating it, so which will thickening the milk or cheese. So rennet is also vegetable. There are vegetable rennet and microbial rennet too. I was just reading right now. It says that it's a microorganism also produce rennet, and we are eating actually microorganisms, Prabhuji, every day with the curd. But that's a good bacteria, but we are eating those also. So whatever we are eating, Prabhuji, some kind of we are killing some microorganisms also when we are eating food. So that's why it's so important to be careful about what we are eating also.
yes, very
Yeah.
true, Mataji. See, our Shastra says, Jivo Jivasya Jivanam, meaning this material creation is made in such a way that one entity will eat another entity. That is a creation. Like the animals. There are so many animals, they have to kill another animal and that is their food. We just see that even in some of the Tampa streets sometimes. All the big bald eagles and vultures, they'll be making circle. They want to eat something, right? And the other forest animals, lion, tiger, they have to always kill and eat. But that is animals. So what is different between the animals and us? That is where the Krishna consciousness, the realization process comes into picture. Krishna has given us a good intelligence, buddhi. How do I use that? Why do I need to kill? Now, certain modern philosophers will also argue, are you not killing the plants? Plant has also got a life. They may not be able to talk, but you're killing them also. They are growing, but you're killing them. Any thoughts on that, devotees? What is the response to that?
Yeah, it's like I have is I don't know, it's like how to speak, but let me speak. It's just because of plant, that's why Krishna told us to eat, you know. Like just like you are marriage with your husband, so you are just only wife for your husband and wife, then you making a child. So just because of the plant, we this is for us to eat it, not to kill not to any of the animals. We have to eat it. This is like what you call it, the license, the plants, they give you license to eat. I don't know how to explain. Hare Krishna.
No, you're on the right track. See, people who are in the tamasic mode, they will not even accept Krishna. They don't care for Krishna. They have no intention of reading Bhagavad-Gita or anything like that. So their question would be, if you're asking me not to eat meat and other things, why are you eating? You are also killing all the plants and vegetables. One answer would be, you have to eat something, no doubt. So the self-realization process is the least amount of violence in you. Okay. So in that category, the plants are considered as sentient. Sentient means you have the emotions. So any animals, bugs, insect, big animals also, they are sentient, meaning they have certain emotion, they have certain pain nerves in their body. They may not be as developed as human being, but they can sense danger. They can sense death much earlier than even human beings. So killing them causes a lot of violence and a lot of negativity. It creates a lot of environmental issue also when you're killing, as we were discussing this a few days ago. In a day, devotees, it said that almost like 6 billion animals are killed. 6 billion every day. And about almost like a million cows. Cows. Cow is considered as our mother. But Srila Prabhupada used to say, yes, some people have to eat meat. Per Shastra, there are 2 categories that are allowed to eat. Any thoughts, devotees? Who are the 2 categories? Anyhow, one was the Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas were allowed to eat meat because they had to protect. They had a lot of responsibility. They have to go to the war field. They have to secure their kingdom. So they were allowed to give them some extra, energy or whatever you call boost. They were allowed per Shastra. They could eat. And also the Shudras, sometimes they used to what is called a Bali. That is their way of sacrifice to God. That is in a very tamasic. They were allowed also to do. I was born and raised in Calcutta, devotees. I've seen in my younger days, in the temple, they used to give Bali. Bali means killing an animal as a sacrifice for the deities. It's a very, at that time, I didn't care. I mean, because in Calcutta, especially, everybody used to be almost like meat eaters, every second neighbor. So killing that was kind of part and parcel of, oh, they're maybe offering it to, the deities. But now we understand that that is done that is also an offering, that is also a sacrifice, but that is in the mode of tamas. So devotees, we have to be, since we are reading this, a direct instruction from Krishna, we are now able to understand much better what to eat, what not to eat. Not only food, it's a overall holistic lifestyle. You cannot just concentrate on one thing, because some vegetarians, there are so many vegetarians also, they have never touched meat, but they may not be God consciousness at all. They may be atheists. So then also it's not very, the knowledge is not complete. It's incomplete. So each one of this, we have to see that it's a holistic approach. What is the approach? Finally, it is my love for Krishna. I want to serve him. How can I serve Krishna? If I can understand his instruction. He has already nicely given all the verses in Bhagavadgita. That is what we are reading every day. Associate with devotees and serve Krishna. That's it, simple. That is the way we can advance in our spiritual path. There are many division devotees. Even religion, if you take, you can split that into 3 categories. Some religions are very tamasic. They're always angry. They want to kill other people if they don't follow their philosophy. There are some religion like that. There are some religion that would fast almost like 2 months. And at the end, they will kill all the animals in the world as a celebration. There are so many like that. Krishna says, don't sleep too much or don't sleep too little. Don't eat too much or don't eat too little. Moderation. Bhagavad Gita is a fantastic instruction for how to lead a very balanced lifestyle. What all we need? We need to be healthy and happy. The best way is to be sattvic. Eat sattvic food as much as possible. But keep Krishna in the center. Just eating sattvic food and just leading a sattvic lifestyle is definitely good. No doubt about it. But we want to be best. Like we want to be like the honor roll student. Every student is good. But there are some students who can accelerate their process. So this Manushyanam Sahasreshu, this human life is very rare. So we have to utilize that. As Krishna says in chapter 5, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. Arjuna, every sacrifice is meant for me. With that, our speech is a sacrifice, is an offering to Krishna. Whatever we hear, Shravanam is also an offering. What do we hear? Do we hear just mundane, unwanted anarthas in our life, or we want to hear more and more about Krishna? So if you do the Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, if you just do these three devotees, our life will be perfect. Will be very good. Will advance in Krishna consciousness. We can enjoy the spiritual platform in this Tampa right now. It's not necessary that you have to wait, take several births, and then eventually go to one by one heavenly planets. And then it's like, those, our childhood days, we used to play the ladder game. You go up and again you come down. Krishna says, even if you go up to the Swarga, it's only up to, it's got a term limit. After that, you got to again come back to the Bhuloka. What is the point, right? So today, everything is good. Everything is favorable at our side. We can take up Krishna consciousness very nicely. And we can, that is the ultimate purpose of our human form. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Krishna says, Vasudeva Sarvam Niti. That's it. Understand that Krishna is everything. I'm doing everything for Krishna. And when you come to that kind of a realization, automatically all this will go away. No more rajas, no more tamas. As Subal Prabhuji said, morning japa, and then evening Bhagavadgita class, and every week association with the devotees. There is nothing better than that. So any more thoughts on this, devotees? How we can, of course, we have to read the verse 11 also. But this is the base. Krishna, he has already told us the three modes of material nature. He is giving little more, is elaborating how in the devotional path, how it affects. So we cannot be eating all meat and other nonsense and we can say that, no, I am my mind is with Krishna. It will not work. It doesn't work that way. But there are some religious, they feel that, yes, we can still do it. But our philosophy is that keep it everything. This is what Krishna is saying. Be sattvic. And Krishna consciousness is even beyond sattvic. So devotees, any more thoughts on this? On especially the food? Because food is a very, very big thing. And not only food. When do we eat? How do we eat is also part and parcel of lifestyle. Untimely eating, you eat at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., or you wake up at 10 a.m. and you have your morning breakfast at 11 a.m. Those are all tamasic, rajasic. So why Krishna has created this energy like that? 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. is sattvic. So that is why Brahma Muhurta, it's the best time for being positive, being spiritual. That's why ISKCON, the Mangalarti begins at 4:30, because that's the best time. And it ends the best. 4 to 12 is the sattvic. Out of that, the best of that sattvic is that 4 to 6 p.m. So you do more spiritual activity during that time. 12 to 8 p.m. is rajasic. The nature works like that. Krishna has created. Then from 8 p.m. to again 4 a.m., it is again tamasic. You just relax, take care of your body. It's mostly related to body and give a rest to your mind also, if at all. Tamas does not mean You will wake up until 2 a.m., go through all the TikTok, flip through all the Facebook thing, don't eat, wake up at 2:30 a.m., eat something and go to bed and wake up at 10 a.m. That's not a good lifestyle at all. You're working against the nature. Any comment, devotees?
I have just one question. So yesterday we talking about the food. So
Yeah.
so it's like bitter, salty,
Yeah.
spicy is
Yeah.
tamas. So I want to ask you about the karela. You know the karela is also bitter. So this is also rajasic or tamasic or sattvic. The karela.
No, all bitter and sour things are not bad per se. Some of them have good medicinal value that it will give you nourishment. So that's okay. But you should not eat any food just for the taste of it. Some people like Karela, but they will put all oil and they'll make Karela, I'm going to make a Karela pakora. That's not the point of eating. Eating should be very, very pure, as less as possible of all this rich oily food and so on. See, overly rich food, you should not go for that. So Kerala is a vegetable you can eat, but some people don't eat it. Some people don't eat eggplants. They think it is not too sattvic. So these are all based on, there are different philosophies, different belief system is there. But the main thing is that so far it is vegetable, and you don't make it too much of rajasic nature or tamasic. Just because it's vegetarian, you cannot put all the extra masala. You go to anybody, they will ask is that, you have extra masala, extra spicy, can you make it? That's not the point of eating, right? Eating is for nourishment, good lifestyle. Does it answer your question, Mataji?
Yes, I got it. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, anything we eat, first of all, it has to be sattvic food, meaning vegetarian for sure. And then we have to think about Krishna, offered to Krishna, and then only we will eat them. But because your tongue wants some more spice and a lot of other ingredients, we should avoid that as much as possible. So even in ISKCON, sometimes devotees use a lot of oil and extra spicy and so on. We should try to avoid that. It is not necessarily, I'm not saying it is bad, but too much spice, as we can see, it's a rajasic quality. Because it is vegetarian does not mean you'll add too much spice or sour or salty. So devotees, most of our time has gone on this itself. So very briefly, maybe we can touch base what is happening with 17.1. Before that, our Vedas, the instruction given by Krishna is so wonderful. How about Ekadasi devotees? Even after eating the nice sattvic food, Krishna is saying that fast one day. There's many benefit of that. And some of us may remember devotees. Do we remember a doctor called Yoshinori? Anyone? He's a Nobel Prize winner.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And he did a big thesis. He won the Nobel Prize. Do
Is
we
it
know for what?
Thomas Alva Edison, Prabhuji?
No, it's a
No.
Japanese.
This is a recent doctor, a
Oh,
Japanese
okay.
research person, and his
Okay.
thesis it's called autophagy. Okay.
Okay.
Autophagy, what he said that every 2 weeks, he said that you fast. And the reason is that the bad cells, which is dying, it will become so weak, it will die. Otherwise, the bad cell will start overpowering the good cell, and then you will lose all your metabolism. So he recommended that you fast. And how much you have to fast? He said that ideal would be about 2 weeks. You fast one day, completely fast. And what do we do on Ekadasi, devotees? Same thing.
Exactly.
But even better. Why better? We are thinking about Krishna. That is the main point of Ekadasi. It's just not Ekadasi Prasadam. That's not the main point of Ekadasi. Ekadasi, Upavas means, Upa means near, Vas means closer to Vishnu. Vasa means resident. So the nearer we go to Vishnu, that is the point of Upavas. Not about what I will eat, what all preparation I can make on Ekadasi day. It's okay, once in a while we can do that. But Ekadasi should be very, very simple. Just one or two simple items, that's it. Because that is the point. We want to think more about Krishna, Vishnu. So Krishna has already given us this wonderful, very scientifically proven instruction that fast once in 2 weeks. Any thoughts on Ekadasi, devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. In fact, most of these modern scientists are reiterating what our Vedas have mentioned, long back. Krishna has already mentioned all these things, and now they are, like as you mentioned, this autophagy. He was telling that when you follow this, you'll not get any diseases, any like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, all these will not, of course, cancer, all these I was actually reading, and some of these scientists also are, telling the exact same thing. So Ekadashi, we have to, of course, as you mentioned, the most important is for us to be near to the Lord Krishna. So chanting, kirtans, and so a few devotees come together and read all the chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. So all these things we can do, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Very nice, Prabhu. Devotees, I'm afraid we may not be able to read 1711, but I hope we had a good discussion about the three modes of nature. We know this, but our mind is that every now and then we have to reiterate the instruction from Krishna. Let us take a couple of comments from devotees who have not spoken tonight. How about Sunita Mataji? Would you like to say anything? And Dhruv Prabhu also. Sunita Mataji, you want to share something? Okay, maybe Dhruv Prabhu, you want to share? We were just reading all this, the three modes of nature, how the mode of goodness is always the best way to lead a lifestyle, especially in today's challenging moments.
Yes, I agree with you. Like, there's a lot of negativity in the world, and you just got to focus on the positivity.
Very good, Prabhu. Yeah. And that positivity, they say, there is a saying, you are what you eat. Right? So a lot depends on what we eat, what we take inside our body. There are some spiritual, many spiritual, that's what we are discussing also. Food should not be just, we should not think just something to, I like it, I feel happy, I feel satisfied. It is much more than that. Food is spiritual, it is prasadam. Let us see, we have a comment here. Oh, okay, that's fine. So, food is much more than just something eatable, not just edible. There are so many things it is edible, but food is just for more for our Atma, for our spiritual advancement. So, with that, how about we can take a comment from Raghu Prabhu and maybe Bhashati Mataji, and then we can conclude today's discussion.
Thank you, Bobby. Yesterday we were talking about food and we read all those uh, verses. So there was a lot of interest in that. And we can go on with this topic. It's actually very complicated. in some respects, because there's in Kali Yuga trying to eat the right foods, organic and so on and so forth. We just have to go with the labels, and we have to trust the labels that what they're saying there is the right thing. So it is a complicated topic, but subject, and we're all trying to do our best. And Krishna consciousness, thanks to Prabhupada, has introduced us to all to the types of food that we should be eating, and I think that's very valuable to us. And eating such type of food is important for us in our spiritual practice. Thank you, Ravi.
And devotees, we are not, our human body is not meant for eating animals, eating meat. It's not. We have some doctors here on our panel. Our body, the intestine, human form has got the longest intestine. It takes lot more time to digest. Animals, they can digest. They can kill another animal and they can digest the food very fast. Within an hour, 2 hours, they are done. But human body cannot eat meat. And then animals also have sharp teeth. So they can chew the meat properly and digest. And then they have certain type of, their saliva has got certain chemical that will also help them in digesting the meat. But human form is not meant for that. We don't have sharp teeth. We don't have that kind of a chemical in our saliva. So eating food, every meat you're going to eat, devotees, it's poison. It is slow poison. That's why you're seeing so many diseases nowadays. Every other person has got diabetes, cholesterol, something else, and so many different bodily challenges. More and more. In the last 30, 40, 50 years, how many new diseases have come out? They give a new name. But the problem is, devotees, we don't have too much time to discuss about this. But this topic came into some kind of awareness. Awareness is the main thing. Krishna consciousness means awareness about who you are and also your surrounding. During COVID time, people were, maybe in the recent modern time, people were asking this question. How did it happen? What shall I eat? But everything is gone. The human memory, right now, the modern society memory is very, very less. People forget within a day, a week. COVID, everybody has forgotten. But that particular moment, 2020, part of 2021, people were becoming more spiritual. They wanted to know, what is it the end of the world? How did this happen? Maybe it happened because some people were killing all the animals. Then they said that, okay, at the time I was at the Kansas City Temple, 2020. So many calls we used to get from local people, from students at the university. They used to say, can we come and stay with you? If something is bothering, our schools are closed. We are not able to concentrate. Depression. Why this is happening? If there is a God, why this is happening? Things like that. So COVID was also, even though all the bad things happened, so many people lost their life, there was also a moment for awareness, to understand what is happening in the bigger picture. We are very fortunate devotees. We have this instruction from Krishna, Bhagavadgita. So we are on the right track. Only thing we have to keep on going. Make our philosophy, our practices strong, our sattvic habits strong. Make it Krishna conscious. Real quick, Harini Mataji, your family member is doing well?
No, doctor. She has
No.
stage 4 cancer, ovarian cancer.
Okay. Devotees, shall we chant 3 times Mahamantra for her? How is she related to you, Mataji?
She's my uncle's wife, my mom's brother's wife.
Okay. Why not we chant 3 times, devotees, as a prayer so that she can get well fully and fast. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank
Okay,
you so
devotees,
much.
Haribol, have a wonderful Krishna consciousness weekend. This weekend, we have some very special program. Tomorrow evening, our very dear devotee, very knowledgeable, eloquent speaker, our His Grace Shubhalas Prabhuji will have a presentation, and also on Sunday morning. So please participate
Sunday
tomorrow. And
afternoon, no, Prabhuji.
No,
what is
morning,
it?
10:30.
Morning 10:30. Oh, okay. Okay, Mataji.
And Prabhuji, I have a question for Shubhal Prabhu. Prabhuji, are you making the schedule for both this program?
I heard Sri Krishna Prabhuji was to win. Mataji, you can make Mataji.
No, it's okay, Prabhuji. I just
No,
wondered.
yeah, Prabhuji said he would make, but I don't think maybe
Okay.
Prabhuji got
So we
busy.
can get prasadam, no, Prabhuji? Mataji?
One second, Mataji. Bhashati Mataji, you can please go ahead and make a schedule, Mataji.
It's okay, Prabhu. I can make for Polly Mataji's house, but for the
Yeah,
same.
yeah. Tomorrow,
Mataji,
yeah,
I
Polly
can get
Mataji's.
prasadam to Pori Mataji's house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted, right, Mataji? You didn't see?
Yeah.
I posted in all our groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow,
I'll send you,
Sunday
Mataji.
morning
I'll
is
send you.
10:30, no, Mataji?
Yeah, 10:30, Mataji.
Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Okay, devotees. So have a wonderful Krishna consciousness weekend. We shall conclude now. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna devotees. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Sridhama Prabhuji